page 178.
Okay, continuation of my minutes from the April 19th Public Safety Meeting. Okay, at the time, Representative Adams made a motion for $341,500 for the account number 10910 as to Groton Long Point PD. It was seconded by Representative Hanson. We had a presentation by the Chief of Police, Chief Knowles from the Groton Long Point Police Department. At that time, after his position, we had the vote, and it was 4 in favor, 1 opposed, and 0 abstaining. So at this time, I'm going to make the motion for $341,500 for account 10910.
Second.
341500.
Powers was the second.
Yeah. Powers was the second.
All right, any discussion? Representative Norman.
Just a quick question. So we only are voting on the police cost center, not the total line item, or this was a decrease from the total?
Just the police call
Right.
account number. Any other discussion? All right, I'll call the vote. We're going to do a roll call. All in favor of $341,500 for account 10910. Groton Long Point Police.
Adams?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Burrell?
Yes.
Bright?
Yes.
Casper?
Yes.
Chase?
Yes.
Kopp?
Yes.
Dean Shinbrot?
Yes.
Eben?
Abstain.
Frickman?
Yes.
Fritchie?
Yes.
Gauthier?
Abstain.
Guinapiero?
Yes.
Gustafson?
Yes.
Hainline?
Yes.
Hanscom?
Yes.
Jacome?
Yes.
Massett?
Yes.
Merritt?
Yes.
Norman?
Yes.
Aubry?
Yes.
S. Powers?
Yes.
Pacino?
Yes.
Ray? Oops, sorry. Ray's not here. Yes, she is. Ray? Representative Ray? Okay, we'll come back. Cimarero?
Yes.
Thomas? Oop, not here. V.C. Williams? Not here. Watson?
Yes.
Weaver? Not here yet. Wells?
Abstain.
Okay. White?
Yes.
Whitney?
Not here yet.
Not here yet. Rusk?
Yes.
Okay, 25 in favor, 0 opposed, 3 abstentions.
So that passes 25 in favor, 0 to 3 abstentions. If there are no objections, can we just jump to Groton Long Point Roads and Highways? Or do I need to take a vote on that? Just since they're already here. Are there any objections to just moving on with Groton Long Point?
Nope.
Okay, so let's go to 1091 Groton Long Point, 1091-1. That is on page.
You know what the issue is? The issue is he's got to get his paperwork now. No issue. Sorry.
No, just a flag the recording is paused.
What's that?
The recording is paused.
The Zoom
Oh.
recording is paused.
We don't have the recording going, Sean?
I don't think that people are hearing it necessarily.
Well, they're answering when I'm calling them, so they must be hearing. But well, I think the town manager.
Recording in progress.
I think it's all picked up already from Sean's recording, but this is a different recording, so we didn't miss anything. The vote on that account 1091 Groton Long Point Police was for $341,500, and it was 25 in favor, 3 opposed.
No, 3 abstentions.
Excuse me, 3 abstentions. You are correct.
So we're moving on to Public Works. Representative Merritt,
That was for,
Groton Long Point.
can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
That was for $253,000. It was unanimous by committee.
$253,000.
And if you want to add to that, the lights is $14,284.
14,000.
$284.
Okay.
Did you vote them separately in committee?
Do them separately?
We spoke of them separately, but they're actually, I believe, one line item. No, they're not. No, they are. That's 10,000. 10911 and 10912.
Right. So we're going to start with 10911 in the amount of $253,000, but you need a second. Second. Thank you, Representative Norman. Do you want to discuss what this is for? Because actually, do you want to introduce yourself? Because we haven't even gotten that far.
Thank you. Though.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. Thank you, council members, actually, for letting us come tonight, and thank you for the approval on the police side. I'm Mike Flynn, the president of the Groton Long Point Association. With me is our chief of police, Chief David Knowles. In reference to the roads consist of, and in your booklet, you'll find actually broken down what the total comes to is it includes drainage, repair of the maintenance of the roads at that point, pavement maintenance as well as storm drains on that, which have become a serious issue for all 3 communities in the last 5 years, and as well as our snow and ice removal contract, which we bid out every year for a 3-year contract. Again, we bid that out last year, and it did go up, as we all know that happens. Overall, actually, there we try to be as minimalistic as we can be on the roads, or the PW, on the PW, meaning actually a lot of it's volunteer. We do contract out for a couple of contractors to do some of the work for us, but we try to do as much as we can in-house. There's nothing really actually at that point there, except actually this is one of those ones that are voted by the town council, and that's the number that moves forward. It doesn't change.
Okay.
Questions? Sorry.
So just for reference, this falls under the state statute. So this is kind of a pass-through for us, for lack of better terms. As long as it's approved by the town council, it has to be approved by the R.T.M. So, any questions? Okay, I have a move to vote. Hold on.
Questions.
Representative Gustafson, sorry. It is. Just talk into it.
Okay, looks like hello. No, I just had a clarifying question. The book I'm looking at says 253,900, and that says 253. Is that in fact correct? It's
253.
It is 250 because it says. Okay. Question
Look on
answered.
page 66.
Yep. Thank you.
Of A. I'm sorry, Appendix A. Any other questions? Representative Wells.
Yeah, just a brief question. I noticed paving in there. Do you contract it out, or is there any consideration to hiring the town's paving folks to do the job? They're right up the road, and we do pay for them. Even you do.
We actually work with the PW department at the town of Groton. They do a great job. Actually, we appreciate everything they do with us. Sometimes, actually, their schedule doesn't allow us to do paving in certain small projects, whether it's a repair of a road or something happened actually on a water main or a sewer main, and that issue there, we have to go out and get a paver to do that. It's small scale at that point there compared to what they do for us. And again, we're very grateful for the town group. So we fit well into their schedule. We don't do a lot with them, so they make us work. It works real well for both of us, but they do an excellent job and have a great staff.
Any other questions?
And I've been yelled at for feeding them too many donuts again this year. Sorry.
Okay, seeing no other questions, the number on the floor is $253,000. We will do a roll call vote.
The reason why we're doing this is so the folks that are on Zoom are heard, their votes are heard. It was kind of funny and not really a good practice how we did it on Monday. So at my request, this is why we're doing this, sorry. Okay, so again, could you repeat what we're voting on?
We are voting on account 1091-1, which is Groton Long Point Roads.
Okay. Representative Adams? Yes. Bailey?
Yes.
Burrell?
Abstain.
Bright? Casper?
Yes.
Chase? Yes. McCobb? Yes. Dean Shinbrot?
Yes.
Sima Eben? Oops, sorry. Okay. Frickman?
Not here.
Oh, he's here.
I'm sorry.
Frickman's here. He's abstaining. He's here. Fritchie? Yes. Gothier?
Abstain.
Guinapiero?
Yes.
Gustafson?
Yes.
Hainline?
Yes.
Hanscom?
Yes.
Jacome?
Yes.
Massett?
Yes.
Merritt?
Yes.
Norman?
Yes.
Aubry?
Yes.
S. Powers?
Yes.
Pacino?
Yes.
Ray?
Yes.
Semerero?
Yes.
Thomas is not here yet.
No.
Okay. V.C. Williams not here yet. Okay. Watson?
Yes.
Weaver not here yet.
No.
Okay. Wells?
Yes.
White?
Yes.
Whitney's not here yet. And Rusk.
Yes. So that passes 25-0 to 4. And the last Groton Long Point is Groton Long Point Lights, which is 10912, and it is on page 178, and also Appendix A. Where's A 66 again? 64. Sorry. Representative Merritt.
That is $14,284. And could you explain the process? You might know it better than I do.
Hold on 1 second. Who was our second? Representative Norman. So we are account 10912 in the amount of $14,284. Sorry, am I using this? All right, Representative Merritt.
I'm asking Groton Long Point to explain the process of the lights. He knows it better than I do.
Yep. The three communities actually, all their light costs actually go into one bundle, and the town pays the one bundle. The towns, I believe, are from Eversource. Groton City is from Groton Utilities, so is Groton Long Point. But again, actually, it's all one bundle together, and the reason why it ends up being that way is it's one bill at that point. So John's explained it over the years. It's just division out how many lights you have in your community and what the cost is at that point, and that's the true figure.
So that's the bill that the town gives to you, and you reimburse that to the town?
No, I think just the town actually pays that bill to Groton Utilities, actually out of the money that's given from both the city and Groton Long Point into the mix of the three budgets. It's still out of basically the money that comes from an individual community.
Madam Moderator?
Yes. Yes. Town Manager Byrd.
Yeah, just point out, it really is totally separate from the GLP requests. years and years ago, it used to be right under the Public Works budget. We meant to move it back into there this year, but it didn't happen. So next year we'll move that back into Public Works. It's just one of the bills we have to pay.
Any other questions? Seeing none, we will do a roll call vote on account 1091-2 in the amount of $14,284 for Groton Long Point Lights.
Representative Adams?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Bailey?
Yes.
Burrell?
Yes.
Casper?
Yes.
Oops, I missed. Bright?
Yes.
Chase?
Yes.
Kopp?
Yes.
Dean Chinbrot?
Yes.
Eben?
Yes.
Frickman?
Yes.
Ritchie? Gauthier?
Yes.
Guinipiero?
Yes.
Gustafson? Hainline?
Yes.
Hanscom?
Yes.
Jacome? Massett?
Yes.
Merritt?
Yes.
Norman?
Yes.
Aubry?
Yes.
S. Powers?
Yes.
Pacino?
Yes.
Ray?
Yes.
Cimarero?
Yes.
Watson?
Yes.
Wells?
Yes.
White?
Yes.
Whitney's not here yet. Rusk?
Yes.
29.
So that passes 29 in favor, 0 opposed, 0 abstentions. And that is the end of Groton Long Point. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Madam Moderator. Thank you, council members.
Not literally. That is the end of them tonight. Thank you. So we are on to City of Groton and Public Works again. So this is account 1091. We have,
Yes, we
I'm
did.
sorry, 10901,
Yep.
which is on page 175. And Appendix A, I think, first page. Let me look. And Appendix A, page 1. Representative Merritt?
Okay, might be a little confusing, but the highway number, which is, I have 10901.
Yeah. That's the account,
Right.
not the amount.
No.
Right. That's correct. 10. It is. That's correct. He hasn't given the number yet. Good.
Okay,
I'll give
Representative
the
Merritt.
number, thank you.
Well, yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I have $2,733,000, 481,
33.
33481.
Okay. You want to talk? Oh, is there a second to the motion? Representative Chase. Do you want to talk to your motion?
I can let the mayor speak to this, and the reason why it changed in the books, we can briefly discuss that. We don't have to go into detail on it.
Can you both introduce yourselves, please?
Thank you. I'm Keith Hedrick. I'm the mayor in the city of Groton, so thank you,
Into the
Madam Moderator.
microphone. Can't hear you.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. Thank you, R.T.M, for having us out tonight. And Bill.
Yep. Good evening. Bill Robarsh, Director of Public Works. Thank you.
So I'll start out like I did last time. This is the letter that I sent to Town Manager Burt. It says, "Dear Mr. Burt, please find the City of Groton highway budget for FYE 2023. This year we have an increase of 7.2% in the highway operating budget and a 42.87% increase in the total highway budget. The large increase in the total budget is due to the inclusion of the capital requests, including the paving of Brandegee Avenue, half the funding to replace Shore Avenue seawall, as well as one new vehicle. Highlights in the budget include the following. The operating budget has an overall increase 7.2%. This is reflected in increases in personnel costs, materials and supplies, and a software program for asset infrastructure. The capital requests are as follows. Replace a 1988 bucket truck, paving of Brandegee Avenue, and half the funding to replace the Shore Avenue seawall. The city has once again prepared our budget in accordance with the town's budget practices so they can be more readily comparable to the town budget. We are submitting along with our budget backup documents that were requested by the town. One document contains the worksheets which detail the cost included in both personnel services and operating expenses. We are also submitting for informational purposes only a copy of the city's capital improvement plan for FYE 2023 through 2028 as it relates to highway. Please do not hesitate to contact me if you have any questions. Sincerely, Keith Edrick. So a couple things. As with the police budget, this is a fully loaded or fully burdened budget which contains all the costs associated with this work center. And when this was brought up to the council removed the $1.4 million for the seawall with a affirmation that they would address the seawall, the cost of the seawall through ARPA funds. So that's why the amount that you have before you is smaller than the $4,133,481 that we originally requested.
I'll speak quickly. So thank you very much for that. As the mayor mentioned, the operating budget increase is 7.2%. And again, that's partly for, salaries, administrative costs tied to the, to the personnel. Also an increase in the roads and streets amount to support construction materials. That material has gone up quite a bit. And lastly, the biggest portion of that cost is the software. So it includes completion of stormwater GIS mapping. This is phase 2. Last year we completed phase 1, which is gathering all of the assets, putting in Excel and Trimble. Phase 2 is to complete the GIS mapping and then to institute a brand new software program for it, CityWorks. And then the capital budget, as the mayor made mention, the paving of Brandegee Avenue, that's $275,364. A bucket truck, which was a 1988 vintage, to replace that is $150,500. And lastly, the Jupiter Point drainage study, and that is for engineering and repairs to municipal stormwater in Jupiter Point. Okay, thank you. With that, we'll take any questions.
Are there any questions? Representative Wells.
Have we explored, or maybe we're doing this and I'm not aware of it, have we explored having the town paving crew pave some of the streets in the city? After all, city residents and town residents are paying for the pavers and for the crew at the town garage.
I can speak to that quickly, sure. So I have a good relationship with the Director of Public Works with the town, and sure, that would be an opportunity. Currently, we outsource all of that work, and the organization that we have been using, they actually have their own asphalt plant. I think it's very competitive. We do have a small paver that we utilize for small repairs, and we do some of that work there, but for the larger programs, we have been outsourcing all of that work. But always open to, reviewing the cost of that against something that the town could operate. But you'd have to keep in mind, too, if they have enough equipment to support both, town and the city. Mayor?
Representative Chacon.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Moderator. Thank you, Mayor and Director Robar, for coming. My question was probably for the town manager. Was the funds allocated or earmarked for ARPA for the seawall?
They were set to the side in case needed. So it's not considered earmarked. It's considered basically taken out of play for now to see what other funding comes up for it. For instance, the the city's working with Courtney's office, so we just have to see what the total need is and where different funds are available. But it is set aside for now.
Thank you. And then maybe for you, Mayor, for the city, there you said there was a study being done. When would that be completed? I know some of the.
The study.
What study?
The study for the seawall.
Oh, so the seawall, the total cost for the seawall is $2.8 million. So we asked for $1.4 million for this year, and then remainder to go on. We're doing a structural assessment. That's going to be going out to bid. We should have that completed within the next 3-4 months, I would expect.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any further questions? Okay, then the number on the floor is $2,733,481. We'll do a roll call vote.
Okay. Oops. Adams?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Burrell?
Stay.
Bright? Casper?
Yes.
Chase?
Yes.
Cobb?
Yes.
Dean Chinbrot?
Yes.
Eben? Frickman?
Yes.
Fritchie? Gothier?
Yes.
Guinipiero?
Yes.
Gustafson?
Yes.
Hainline?
Yes.
Hanscom?
Yes.
Jacome?
Yes.
Massett?
Yes.
Merritt?
Yes.
Norman?
Yes.
Aubry?
Yes.
S. Powers?
Yes.
Pacino?
Yes.
Ray?
Yes.
Semeraro?
Yes.
V.C. Williams, not here yet, and Thomas not here yet. Okay, Watson?
Yes.
Weaver's not here yet. Wills?
Abstain.
White?
Yes.
No Whitney yet. And Rusk?
Yes. That passes
Yep.
26 to 0 to 3.
Correct.
And the last City of Groton account on tonight is 1091-2 lights. Representative Merritt?
We have a figure. This was unanimous. I had a little bit of difficulty getting together a committee. We had some issues with committee, but I did get a unanimous vote on this. It was $375,364. No?
1094. The budget line is statutory.
1094.
Thank you. I mean, I'd love to have the extra money,
There's
but I
a
want to
motion on
make
the
sure
floor.
that's the accounting's right.
Oh, no, that,
You do have
no,
a,
that's,
do you have a motion?
We have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
no, that's incorrect.
Oh,
And
104.
104, 504.
it's
You remember 104, 504?
109,004
One more time.
is
No,
one.
I have 104, 504.
Okay, these are different numbers that I was given, but they're relatively the same, just an extra zero.
You want an extra zero, Mr. Mayor?
I didn't make this up. If you don't like it, come do it yourself.
Okay, so,
I think that Roscoe was giving the number on the cost center.
oh, the number on the call center. Yes. There was an extra zero on the call center. You were right. When we had it in committee, there was an extra zero on the call number. Do you have
Okay.
the number?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I have $100,504.
Thank you. Is there a second?
104,504.
Thank you, Representative Bright. Mayor, would you like to discuss your lights or?
Well, it's thank you, Madam Moderator. It's basically the same as what Groton Long Point. It's a number that comes from John that is allocated for the city portion.
And we do intend to move those back into Public Works next year.
All right. Are there any questions regarding the lights? Representative Watson? You're muted. Representative Watson, you're muted. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
No worries.
You can hear me now.
Yes.
I guess I have a question for the mayor of the city. It was about 5 years ago, we switched to LED lighting in the city. Does that sound right? Has there been a savings since then?
To my knowledge, there has. I don't know what.
If I remember correctly, the two sort of coincided where there was also an increase. Like, I think we were underpaying prior to that, so sort of two things sort of canceled each other out. So the rates were adjusted. Yeah.
Okay, because I remember the number being about the same 5 years ago.
You are correct.
Any other questions? So the number we are moving is $104,504 for City of Groton Lights, account number 1090-4. We'll do a roll call vote.
Okay, Adams? Yes. Bailey?
Yes.
Burrell?
Yes.
Bright?
Yes.
Casper?
Yes.
Chase? Kopp?
Yes.
Dean Shinbrot?
Yes.
Eben?
Yes.
Frickman?
Yes.
Fritchie? Gothier? Representative Gothier?
Yes.
Thank you. Guanapiero?
Yes.
Gustafson?
Yes.
Hainline?
Yes.
Hanscom?
Yes.
Jacome? Massett?
Yes.
Merritt?
Yes.
Norman?
Yes.
Aubry?
Yes.
Powers?
Yes.
Pacino?
Yes.
Ray?
Yes.
Cimarero?
Yes.
Watson?
Yes.
Wells?
Yes.
White?
Yes.
Rusk?
Yes.
Okay.
So that passes 29-0-0
Yes.
unanimously. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Director Robarge.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. Thank you, R.T.M. representatives. Good luck for the rest of your deliberations.
Thank you. Next up, Community Development and Services.
Lauren Gothier.
Representative Gothier, are you prepared to move on with account number 1001, Legislative Policy?
Yes, thank you. So for account 1001, we moved to reduce the incentives line by $5,000 for a total of this account of $41,850,000. It was passed 3-1 to 0.
41,850.
Correct. 41,850.
41,850. Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Watson?
Sorry, who said that?
Second.
Representative Kopp. Okay, we are on page 51. Town Manager, are you prepared to speak on this?
Yes.
Whenever you're ready.
Sure. This is the town council budget. A large part of it is under the professional development and training for the CCM membership, that's about 32,000. The Connecticut Conference Municipalities, which every municipality in the state is a member of, we get well over the value out of them, but that's the bulk of it, and then the money for beautification, which had been cut back to the committee.
Just so everyone's aware.
Overall down by a few $100s, the budget.
Just so you're aware, the town manager. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm done.
The town manager requested $46,850. The town council passed that number, and then the committee reduced it by $5,000. Are there any questions? Representative Powers.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. The reduction was for incentives, and what are the incentives about, John?
It's the beautification. If you remember, during this last year, there was it didn't come through R.T.M because it was $9,000. There was another $9,000 budgeted for the upcoming year, and that was, of course, you don't do line item cutting, but the reason for the cut was $5,000 for beautification. So from $9,000 down to $4,000. And I did reach out to the chair just to let her know, and reaching out to see if they had any plan yet, which nothing was provided to me.
Okay, thank you.
If you all remember, you were sent a letter or an email from Sydney Fortner, who is the chair of the Beautification Committee. Representative Gauthier.
Yes, I think I think it's actually initiatives, not incentives. And part of the rationale for the committee to reduce this item was that no other committees in town receive a budget, and we just felt like if we were being asked to reduce, this would be an easy place to just make a reduction and not have it continuously built into the budget.
Representative Jacome.
So I'll ask Mr. Town Manager Burt, if we were to reduce this completely, the beautification wouldn't have no other funding other than outside sources, correct?
Sorry, I couldn't quite hear that.
So if we were to take the funding from the beautification, can you hear me now? So if we were to take the funding from the beautification, that I'm assuming that's what was taken out here, would they have no other funding source?
I mean, they have done some fundraisers. I think they do like a bulb sale in the fall, so they have a little bit of income they earn themselves. And then if another project comes up, they could ask for a transfer later if they had a specific project. But outside of a little bit of fundraising, no, there's no other sources.
But nothing would stop the council from pulling out anything under $10,000, so it doesn't go to the R.T.M. Correct?
Yeah, not that's necessarily the goal, but yes, they could, for instance, let's say they wanted the $9,000 in later, that there was projects enough to spend on that. There's $4,000 left in this. They could do a budget amendment for transfer for $5,000.
Okay, thank you.
Just for clarification, there is $9,000 in that line item. So if we take $5,000 out of it, assuming that is the area that you take that $5,000 from, because I know we can't earmark where we take money from,
right.
There's still $4,000 for the beautification committee, correct?
Correct, and there's really nowhere else I could take it out of that budget.
Okay. Representative Aubry?
Yes, I just wanted to mention that there's actually several projects that are being worked on by the beautification committee. We found it takes a lot longer to get things organized than you would think it would. But tonight there was a meeting I was unable to attend, but it was at 4:30. They were working on the plantings for out in front of theirs there, which will probably be within this month. We're working on trying to improve the fencing down where the new sign is going to go at the intersection of 117 and Route 1. We're working on a mural for the side of a building. We actually have quite a few projects that are really just about to hit the ground, and we've done a lot of things. We've done a lot of cleanups. We've done a lot of different areas, but we've just done the work, and we haven't had to ask for any monies. So, and some people have been generous with giving us items. But cost of the mural is probably going to be, one of the bigger things. And I would ask that if it's possible to go back to the original number, because Groton needs a lot of work, and there's a lot of things that need to be done. It just takes time, but we've got a very dedicated group, and they're working very hard. And if it's possible on the part of the R.T.M, I would ask them to go back to the original number.
Are you making a motion, Representative Aubry?
I beg your pardon?
Are you making a motion?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Are you making a motion for a different number?
I apologize for the fact that I can't read the numbers tonight. So maybe somebody could help me by telling me what it was originally. I think it was for the same amount again, and it was cut. So I would make a motion for the original number.
Okay, that number is $46,850. Seconded by Representative Powers. Representative Chase had her hand up next.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. I'm totally for beautifying Groton because especially Route 1 needs a lot of work to it. And they've also, the beautification committee has done some work in my neighborhood, which I'm very grateful for. But I just want to give an FYI to all the new people that when the beautification committee started, they said they would not be taking any public funds for this. So here we are.
Representative Frickman.
Yes, thank you, Madam Moderator. I guess I appreciate what Representative Chase just mentioned about the use of public funds for this. And I'm all for the beautification. However, I have some concerns with the use of some of the monies and some of the plans they had for a mural on a privately owned building. I believe that was a privately owned building, as well as there were some gardens that were also on privately owned property in Mystic, which when I was reading through the list. So I have concern about using some public funds for beautification on private enterprises or private ownership. So I don't approve. I don't agree with this new number on the floor at the moment.
Thank you. Representative Aubry, do you still have your hand up? Are you asking to speak again?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'll get back to you. Hold on. I'll get back to you because somebody else. Representative Eben.
Thank you. I just wanted to ask, so of that $9,000, is all $9,000 allocated for this committee? Of that line item, Mr. Burt?
That was the original proposal, 9,000, yes.
I'd like to make another a motion.
That was the request from the committee.
I'd like to make a motion in the amount of $37,850.
Second.
Sorry, who was the second?
Burrell?
Okay. Can you speak to your motion, please?
Yes, I agree with Representative Chase that if this committee, I don't understand why they operate in a manner that requires funding. No other committees that I know of get a little budget of $9,000. And when that committee was started, there was a expression that they would not use public funding to do their work. So I don't think they should get public funding to do their work.
Thank you. Representative Aubry. Representative Aubry. Okay.
I just, is it my turn?
Yes.
I just wanted to say that I don't believe we've done anything that's truly on any public property. We have taken over trying to work with the fountain in downtown Mystic because the Mystic Garden Club could not do it anymore. But I think that's on a sidewalk. As far as the building, if you can find a large building that the town owns, we'd be happy to do that. But I think if you were to go down through New London or if you go over to Westerly, you'll see that the murals are on the side of buildings that are privately owned because we need a large area in order to make it impressive enough. So I understand your apprehension, but we are not intentionally doing anything on private property other than the building that we have spoken to the owner about putting the mural on the side. And we hope hope that'll be just the first of many murals that we'll get throughout Groton.
Representative Frickman?
Yeah, so I have another, for what I was reading, I just want to say I support the number up there right now on the floor. From what I understood, there was a plan for use of public funds for a parcel of land in front of the Mystic Art Center next to the Groton Police Station Center over there. As well as, I guess I had a question regarding if we did reach out to the owners of the building for the mural, have they added any monies to beautifying their own private building? And again, I have more concerns with all those funds, so thank you.
If I might answer.
Hold on. Representative Obrey, you've spoken twice already, actually.
We're about to have another meeting with the owner
Representative
of that building,
Obrey?
but I believe, now, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that he's going to paint the portion of the building himself that we'll be working on. And he is going to be, participating in some manner. As far as anything in the city, we haven't done anything in the city. They have their own group. We work together if we possibly can, but they have their own group. And we're concentrating on downtown Groton, mostly right now in the Paquonic Bridge area. And I don't know if you ever noticed, but there's a piece of town-owned property on the corner of Paquonic Road and Route 1, and we have cleaned that up, and it's really quite nice in there. The steps going down now that have been cleared. It's got a nice little stream that runs through it. That was one of the projects we've done also, but we've not done anything in the city.
Okay. Any other questions? Hold on. Representative Obrey? Representative Obrey? Okay. Representative Pacino?
I'd like to move to vote.
Okay.
Second.
Do we have to take a vote for that? No. Yes. All in favor of moving the vote, raise your hand, please.
Shoot. Here's a problem.
I can get everyone online. So I have Representative Gauthier, Watson, Ray. If you can just keep your hand up. Once it's up, keep it up. Gauthier, Watson, Bailey, Piero, Hainline, Hanscom, Frickman, Ray, Dean Shinbrot. I think I have unanimous with the exception of Representative Obrey.
I had my hand up on the screen.
Okay, then it's unanimous. Okay. So the number on the floor is $37,850. We will be doing a roll call vote.
Okay, on the Second Amendment. Okay.
The third.
Yep, that's actually
yes,
a Second
right,
Amendment.
second.
Okay. Adams?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Burrell?
Yes.
Bright?
Yes.
Casper?
No.
Chase?
No.
Kopp?
No.
Yes, I'm sorry. I was confused because.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's this one.
So
This
you
is the number we're looking at.
you want to revote that,
Yes, I would-
Chase?
yes, please.
Okay. Sorry. I got a no for Kopp. Then we have
What
Dean.
is the number on the floor?
$37,850, and the next vote is Dean Shinbrot.
Yes.
Evan.
Yes.
Frickman. Frickman.
Yes.
Fritchie. Gauthier. Gauthier.
I think
She's
Yes.
there. Oh, yes. Okay. Okay. Guinapiero.
Yes.
Gustafson.
No.
Hainline.
Yes.
Hanscom.
Yes.
Jacome.
No.
Massett.
No.
Merritt.
Abstain.
Norman.
No.
Aubrey?
Yes.
No, you want 37,850. Is that correct?
What's it? I'm sorry?
The number on the floor is 37,850.
No, I'm sorry. No.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Powers?
No.
Pacino?
Yes.
Ray? Excuse me, Ray? No? Okay. Cimarero?
No.
Watson?
No.
Wells?
Yes.
White?
No.
Whitney? They're not here yet. Oof. Rusk?
No.
15. Okay, it's 12 yes, 15 no, and 1 abstention.
You have 12 yes, 15 no?
Mm-hmm.
That was not what I got.
1, 2.
Okay, I got 14,
Oh,
14
three,
and 1.
Wait a minute. 3. I did count wrong. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 12, 14, 1.
12, 14, 1.
Yep. It fails.
Motion fails. Who didn't vote then?
Who didn't vote?
Because we have 29 people, and I got 14, 14, 1. Either way, it fails, but
I did not get 14 yeses. Did someone not vote? I called everybody.
I got a different number of votes. I got 13, 15, 1.
You're right. That's 13. 12, 13, 14. You're right. 14, 14, 1. It's just
14, 14,
Wait,
1.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14, 14, 1. So it's high. So you can't do anything with it.
Do you want to revote?
Yep.
All right, let's revote.
You have to because
So our number on the floor still is $37,850.
So that vote came to a tie. Okay, we're revoting the same number. Adams?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Burrell?
Yes.
Wright?
Yes.
Casper?
No.
Chase?
Yes.
Kopp?
No.
Dean Chinbrot?
Yes.
Eben?
Yes.
Frickman?
Yes.
Fritchie? Gothier?
Yes.
Guinipiero?
Yes.
Gustafson? No. Hainline?
No.
Hanscom?
Yes.
Jacome?
No.
Massett?
No.
Merritt?
Abstain.
Norman?
No.
Aubrey?
No.
Powers?
No.
Pacino?
Yes.
Ray?
No.
Cimarero?
No.
Tom? Oops, not
He's
there.
here.
Oh, Thomas? That's a new. I only have 30.
Representative Thomas, we're voting
Abstain.
on. Okay.
Yep, I'm good. I only just came in, so I'm going to abstain.
Thank
Okay.
you.
B.C. Williams is still not here. Okay. Okay. Just to make sure I know he's here at what time? 8:08.
I have 7:15.
Yeah, close enough. Okay. We're at Williams. Watson. Watson.
No.
And Weaver's not here. Wells.
Yes.
White.
No.
Whitney is not here yet. And Rusk.
No. So that fails.
15. Okay.
13 to 15 to 2.
Yep.
So the next number on the floor is $46,850. So again, the number that we're voting is for account number 1001 for $46,850.
Clarification?
Yes. Hold on, I had both.
Well, I just wanted to say that this has to pass by 2/3 vote because
Yes,
it's
it
in
does.
excess. Does it? No?
That's correct. Because it's in excess of. Oh, no.
No, it's not.
No. It's only over the committee's vote. It's not over the council.
It's over the committee vote. It's not over the council
Right.
or the
manager.
Yeah.
No, it's just a. Yep.
Well, I guess my point of clarification was this was, I don't know if they can clarify real quick, this was cutting, or I guess we don't decide where the money is, but what was being cut?
This isn't cutting. This is the original number. $46,850 was the original number from the town manager and from the town council.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Adams?
No.
Bailey?
No.
Burrell?
No.
Bright?
No.
Casper?
Yes.
Chase?
No.
Kopp?
No.
Dean Shinbrot?
Yeah, no, sorry, no.
Eben?
No.
Frickman?
No.
Fritchie? Gauthier?
No.
Guinapiro?
No.
Gustafson? Okay. Hainline?
Yes.
Hanscom?
No.
Ivy? Oops. Jacome?
Yes.
Massett?
Yes.
Merritt?
Abstain.
Norman? No. Aubry?
Yes.
Powers?
Yeah.
Pacino?
No.
Ray?
No.
Cimarero?
Yes.
Thomas?
No.
B.C. Williams? Watson?
Yes.
Weaver? Wells?
No.
White?
Yes.
Whitney? Nope, not here yet. Rusk?
Yes.
Okay, 11,
So that
17,
fails
2.
in the amount of 11 to 17 to 2. The next number on the floor is $41,850.
Okay. Adams?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Burrell?
Yes.
Bright?
Yes.
Casper?
Yes.
Chase?
Yes.
Kopp?
Yes.
Dean Shinbrot?
Yes.
Eben?
Yes.
Frickman?
No.
Fritchie?
Yes.
Gauthier?
Yes.
Guinapiro?
Yes.
Gustafson?
Yes.
Hainline?
Yes.
Hanscom?
Yes.
Jacome?
Yes.
Massett?
Yes.
Merritt?
Abstain.
Norman?
Yes.
Aubry?
No.
Oh. This is 1 and 2. Sorry. Powers?
Yes.
Pacino?
Yes.
Ray?
Yes.
Cimarero?
Yes.
22. Thomas?
No. I mean, I'm sorry. Yes. Say it. Yes.
Watson?
No.
Okay, Wells?
Yes.
White?
Yes.
Rusk?
Yes.
Okay. 26
So
to
26 to 3 to 1. So that number passes in the amount of $41,850. Next, we have legal services for account number 1006 on page 61. Representative Gauthier?
Yes, thank you. So for account 1006, the committee unanimously passed a amount of $297,500. And that's the number I'll put on the floor.
Watson, second.
I think I heard Adams.
So 1006 in the amount of $297,500. That is the amount asked for by the manager and passed by the council. Do you have anything? It's on page, 61. Town manager, do you have anything
Legal services.
you'd like to speak on with this?
Just to mention, that's bare bones. That we never go under this, and we have to spend whatever it costs. So, if whatever goes over what we budget ends up being a fourth quarter transfer. So, I would feel very uncomfortable going below this amount.
Representative Cupp.
Does this regularly go above this amount? Yep. And by how much, usually?
It all depends, so many different things can be happening each year. This year, we're going to go over by about 50,000 is what we're estimating. But we had a lot of tax issues. It is almost exclusively because of tax issues for the overage this year. And it's a little more active too because of everything going on with the reval and other things. So, and even with that being a bad year, it's about 50,000 over. It usually hovers pretty close to this, not much over. There has been one or two big years in the past, though.
Are there any other questions? Seeing none, we will take a vote on account 1006 in the amount of $297,500
For legal services.
For legal services.
Adams.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Oh, boy, I'm doing this wrong. Bright.
Yes.
Burrell.
Yes.
Clarence. Casper.
Yes.
Okay. Chase. Yes. Kopp.
Yes.
Dean Shinbrot.
Yes.
Eben.
Yes.
Frickman.
Yes.
Fritchie. Gauthier.
Yes.
Guinipiero.
Yes.
Gustafson. Hainline.
Yes.
Hanscom.
Yes.
Jacome.
He said yes.
Massett.
Yes.
Merritt.
Yes.
Norman.
Yes.
Aubrey.
Yes.
Powers.
Yeah.
Pacino.
Yes.
Ray.
Yes.
Cimarero.
Yes.
Thomas.
No.
Watson.
Yes.
Wells.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Whitney. Not here. Rusk.
Yes. So that passes 29 in favor, 1 opposed, 0 abstentions, in the amount of $297,500. Next up is account 1010, executive management, on page 64. Representative Gauthier?
All right.
Yes, for account 1010, the committee unanimously passed $300,000 $309,093. And that's the number that I put on the floor.
Sorry, can you tell me the number one more time?
309.93.
$309,093. So $309,093.
Thank you. Is there a second for that?
Watson second.
Any discussion?
Sorry, do you need me to repeat it?
Yeah, what is it?
Representative Gauthier, is there any discussion with that on your part?
Executive minutes?
Oh.
Do you want to speak to your motion or no?
No, thanks.
Okay. It is on 1010. On page 64. Manager Burt, is there anything you'd like to say?
Just to mention, it's overall decreased by 8,900, about 6,500. If you recall, there was a portion of a position in here for assistant town manager. Prior to that, there had been an full-time assistant to the town manager. That was cut. We went down to a 10% of a person, and that's out of there now, too. And then a couple thousand decrease in training just due to the availability of more online.
Okay. This is the number requested by the town manager, approved by the council and by the committee. Are there any questions?
Sorry.
Seeing none, we will do a roll call vote. So account 1010 in the amount of $309,093.
Adams? Yes. Bailey?
Yes.
Burrell?
Yes.
Bright? Yes. Casper?
Yes.
Chase? Yes. Kopp?
Yes.
Dean Shinbrot?
Yes.
Eben?
Yes.
Frickman?
Yes.
Fritchie? Yes. Gauthier?
Yes.
Guinipiero?
Yes.
Gustafson?
Yes.
Hainline?
Yes.
Hanscom?
Yes.
Jacome?
Yes.
Massett?
Yes.
Merritt?
Yes.
Norman?
Yes.
Aubry?
Yes.
Powers?
Yes.
Pacino?
Yes.
Ray?
Yes.
Semeraro?
Yes.
Thomas? Was that a yes? Sounded like a yes.
What was that? Representative Thomas, was that a yes or a no? Or an abstention?
I don't know if he's got a good connection because that was weird.
Yes.
It's a yes.
That's a yes?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to put your hand up? If it's a yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, it's just
Okay.
not coming through well.
Okay. Watson?
Yes.
Okay. Wells?
Yes.
White? 9? Okay. Okay. Whitney's still not here? Okay. Rusk?
Yes, so that passes
30.
unanimously, 30 to
30.
0 to 0. Next up is account 1092, Fire Districts Pilot. Page 181. Representative Gauthier.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. For account 1092, the committee passed a number of $246,000 unanimously. So that is the amount that I put to the floor.
There, second. Second, Bright. Thank you, Representative Bright. Town Manager, do you want to speak on this, please?
I guess I give just a little bit of background and apologize for my voice and coughing. That's why I'm not there tonight. 121,000 of this comes from state pilot dollars in lieu of real estate taxes. That's to compensate municipalities for providing services to state-owned properties while losing tax revenue. So this has been set the same for quite some time. Both these numbers. There is a referral, by the way, before the town's Public Safety Committee to relook at these allocations as to how they should be broken out. But originally it was each district got $1,000 out of this portion, and then the remainder was broken up based on percentage of state land within the fire district. But they're going to take the limit, but the amount stayed the same for many years. The other part for the $125,000 is town pilot amount. We basically for town properties that are serviced by fire, amount we put in towards offsetting lost taxes. But and again, this should be coming for sometime soon for the Public Safety Committee to review for the future.
So for clarification, this is the number asked for by the town manager, passed by the town council, and by the committee. Are there any questions?
Thank you.
Bless you. Seeing no questions, we will move for the vote.
Okay, Adams. Yes. Bailey.
Yes.
Burrell.
Yes.
Bright.
Yes.
Casper.
Yes.
Chase.
Yes.
Kopp.
Yes.
Dean Shinrot. Dean Shinrot. Come back. Eben.
Yes.
Frickman.
Yes.
Fritchie.
Yes.
Gauthier.
Yes.
Guinipiero.
Yes.
Gustafson.
Yes.
Hainline.
Yes.
Hanscom.
Yes.
Jacome. Massett. Merritt.
Yes.
Norman.
Yes.
Aubry. Representative Aubry. You're muted. Dean Shinrod, how do you vote?
Yes.
Okay, I'll give you 20. Well, Aubry,
Yes.
21. Powers.
Yes.
Pacino.
Yes.
Ray.
Yes.
Cimarero.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Watson.
Yes.
Wells.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Rusk.
That passes
That's 30.
30 to 0 in the amount of $246,000 for account 1092. Pilot. Thank you. Show of hands who would like a break for 5 minutes. Okay, we are going to take a 5-minute break. Come back by 8:25. A little bit more than that. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. We are going to start with account 1064, Parks and Rec, on page 149. Representative Casper.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. The R.T.M. Recreation Committee met on April 11th, 2022 at the CR2. 6 p.m. to consider the fiscal year ending 2023 budget. Members present were Aubrey, Casper, Powers, Ray, Scott, Watson, Hubbard, Weaver, Hainland. Also present were Joe Rusk, Betsy McAllister, Mark Berry, Jerry Larkin, Mary Jo Riley, and golf staff. Account 1064, Parks and Recreation, motion for $2,029,566 made by Aubrey, seconded by Powers. Mark Berry did a presentation and explanation of the rec budget. John Scott put forward a number of $1,946,968. There was no second. So the vote on the $2,029,566 was 6 in favor: Aubrey, Casper, Powers, Ray, Henline, Watson. 1 opposed, Scott. 0 abstaining.
Do you move the number?
I would like to put $2,029,566.
Second by Representative Powers. So for account 1064, found on page 149, the motion on the floor is $2,029,566. This is the number, hold on, let me make sure. No, this is the number proposed by the town council. The original number proposed by the town manager was $1,946,968. Director Barry, could you speak to the difference, please?
Certainly, thank you. During the course of the budget negotiations, one of the unions approached the town, and there was a discussion about one of the employees that we had who, after discussing with HR and the union, it was identified that this person was actually doing union work and needed to be designated so. So that position was added to the budget after we had presented our budget. There are no part-time positions in the union budget in the union, so this was made into a full-time position. There is work enough for this person to go from 30 hours to 35 hours, which is the number of hours in this particular union. Also, after this budget was presented, it was recommended, based on a conversation that the department had with the town manager, and I believe the finance director was there a number of months ago, kind of looking at personnel needs over the next 4 or 5 years. And included in this budget was adding a full-time person in parks and also at the golf course. Next year, FYE 24, we had also proposed adding another person to parks, and after we had presented the budget, it was recommended that we go ahead and we ask for that additional person in this fiscal year. And the reason that we've asked for more staff is in 2009, we had 7.75 full-time employees in parks. We currently have 5.75. Since that time, we've added S.B. Butler, Claude Chester, Sassacus Nature Preserve, Sparkle Lake Conservation Area, the community center. So we've added all of those additional spaces, added more trails, and we're doing it with less people. So that accounts for a good portion of the increase. The other increase in the personnel expenses was that we had proposed to move a couple of people in the food concession that were in the 3240 account, which is a special revenue account, into 1064. And the reason is, over the last couple of years, due to COVID, that fund, the 3240 fund, was no longer able to afford to pay for those food concession positions. 6 or 7 years ago, those positions were actually in 1064, and it was recommended, not my recommendation, it was recommended that it be moved to 3240 because we had a fund balance there. So since that time, we've depleted the fund balance by adding those people into 3240. So now we're back to either no longer running food services here at the senior center, or moving it into 1064 to have it in that account. So that accounts for a number of the increases in operating. There was also increases. In personnel. There was also increases in the operating budget. As everybody knows, the materials and supplies have gone up. We've lost part of our sponsor for the Sail Fest, so we've put more money into the account to cover those expenses. Our park equipment, playground equipment is aging, and we're spending more money now to replace parts on playgrounds, and it's amazing how expensive simple plastic pieces are. It's usually over $1,000 for every single piece that we buy. We're also included a proposal to purchase an equipment lift for parks. Currently, our mechanic has to prop up the mower, crawl under, change the blades. We're proposing to get a machine that actually lifts up, kind of like when your car goes into the garage, so he can actually work underneath the lift safely and more efficiently. So that's kind of a summary of the proposed increases in this budget.
Representative Evan.
Thank you. I just had a few questions. I'm looking at the budget, and I see there was half a part-time employee under maintainer to go from 2.5 to 3.0. Is that the position you were talking about?
Yeah, so right now we
have
have a
one FTE instead of a half FTE?
Right, so right now we have a half-time FTE both in parks and at the golf course. So he works full-time. He works 1 week, he works in parks. The next week he works in the golf course. So we had proposed to increase both in the parks division and the golf course to make that 0.5 position, increase it to a 1.0. So essentially we're adding one person and increasing the 0.5 in both locations. On top of that, we've also asked for a second full-time position in parks.
So are you saying that there would be 19.75 employees then? I'm just trying to figure out the increases you mentioned. 19.75 FTE?
Right, yep. No,
The book says 19.25.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering if what you mentioned increases that. The town council, did they increase that to 19.75? Or what is your FTE now with this increase?
Let's see, it would be 18.75. That included the covering the 0.5 person in parks, and then another 1.0 in parks, so that would be 19.75.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. I noticed that your line 5400, that under operating expenses, which is equipment and machinery, has gone from about $3,000 to $23,000, and I was curious what that was $20,000 additional dollars is for in the last 2 years.
Yeah, so the adjusted in FYE 22 was actually $13,950.
Yep.
And the 23.6 includes both the lift, and we're also proposing to lease an autonomous paint liner. So we spend about 250 hours a year lining fields.
Okay.
There's now
For the schools?
Schools, and also for, at Pequannock Plains, at the community center, and a number of different places. So we've included money to lease, like I said, an autonomous paint liner, which will save us about 240 hours, because what you do is you set it up, and it will actually paint and reline the fields, which we're doing on a weekly basis during the spring and the summer and the fall. And so it will free up a person to be able to go and do other required maintenance in parks.
Is that a lease fee that will be every year, or are you purchasing that equipment?
No, we're not purchasing it. It would be a lease fee.
So that's like about $10,000, or?
Yes.
Yeah, every
that's
year.
Correct.
How much does it cost to buy something like that?
We have demoed two different products. One was 60 and one was 40.
I was just curious, you also mentioned SailFest. I thought that was in New London. What do we have? Groton has a sponsor in SailFest?
No, but for SailFest, the night of the fireworks, we rent Fort Griswold, and we have to pay for deep staff. We have to pay for the rental. There's a number of costs associated with running that particular event, or making that event available to the public from Fort Griswold.
Oh, I see. And there was a sponsor previously?
There was.
Who was that?
It was Groton Utilities.
And Groton Utilities has pulled out?
They are investing their marketing money in other areas.
How much did they sponsor it for?
$10,000.
So the additional cost to the town is $10,000?
They are still sponsoring half of it, so we needed to come up with the additional $5.
So they had sponsored at 20?
At 10.
Oh, at 10, and now they're sponsoring
and now it's
at
at 5, yes.
All right, thank you very much.
Representative Powers.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. Director Berry, quick question now. You said in 2009 you had like 5 3/4?
7.75 full-time employees. And we would also, I think at that time we also would average around 7 seasonal employees.
So how much has your department grown? Did you have the senior center back then? No.
In 2009, sure.
Oh, you did?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so how much has that changed your budget, just this center here?
Oh, goodness. I don't know that I could give you a number off the top of my head.
I think with the volunteers and understanding what's going to come next with some other monies that you're asking for, you've increased your workload is what I'm trying to get at. Is that correct?
Significantly.
Okay,
yes.
and the staffing that you have, is it adequate now?
No.
Okay, so you're understaffed. My other question, too, is this. As far as the lift is concerned, for the equipment lift, would you say that that's a necessity?
Operationally, I think it makes a lot more sense.
Yes,
and
I agree.
Safety-wise, I think it makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, that's correct. My other question is what are we getting for longevity on our equipment now, as far as the lawn equipment that we have to take care of the fields and to do all of the cutting and all of the the seasonal help that you have?
It really depends on the piece of equipment.
Yeah. What do we average at? 5 years, 10 years?
Oh, I guess it would be closer to 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think any of our equipment is.
So that lift
we're
is
not
definitely
replacing equipment.
Yeah, that lift is definitely needed. Thank you.
Yeah.
Representative Jacome.
Thank you, Director. Barry, you mentioned here, I think, during the committee meeting, $344,000 for the bike path grant. Is that still included? Would that be included in this?
The bike path grant is separate. That's not in this.
This one?
Not in this budget at all. No, that was a grant that we received from the state.
Okay. And then if you can mention how many more acres of land you have increased maybe this year. I know Clodchester and SB Butler are still to be part of, town
yes.
maintained.
So between Millwood Creek, that's 56 acres. Clodchester, I think, is 8. Is 10, and SB Butler is 9. Those are just this year. And if we go back a little bit, care around the community center, that became our responsibility a few years ago. As I mentioned, Sassacus Nature Preserve, we've added trails up there. Maple Glen is something that's going to be coming online probably within the next year or so. And Sparkle Lake Conservation Area, there's trails out there. So
quite a few.
Cumulatively, all of that, maybe 100 additional acres.
Yep. So, I've written here around above 90 acres of land just already increased. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely in support of this, and I think we should all support this, especially with the constant open space that everybody wants, and it needs to be maintained. So thank you.
Are there any further questions? Representative Chase, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. So I have a note here that I wrote when I was watching the town council deliberations, and I did not understand the answer tonight still. But in your budget, you're adding half a maintainer to bring that person up to full time, correct?
That's one part of, yes.
So where is the one FTE coming from? Because it still only says 19.25 in here.
Yeah,
So that's what the increased cost is for 1.5 people or one extra person? Yeah?
Is your question the cost or the number?
No, I'm wondering about the FTEs.
Okay.
The
We're essentially asking for 1.5 additional FTEs for parks and 0.5 for the golf course. But we haven't got to the golf course budget yet.
All right, so that one FTE is not in this printed budget right now. That's why they increased the cost to the $2 million, whatever.
Right.
Right?
That's correct.
That's correct.
All right, thank you. And I'm all for it, by the way, because we need to keep our parks up. Yeah.
Seeing no other questions, the number on the floor is 2,029,566. We will do a roll call vote.
See what we get this time. Okay, Adams. Yes. Bailey.
Yes.
Burrell.
Yes.
Bright.
Yes.
Casper.
Yes.
Chase.
Yes.
Kopp.
Yes.
Dean Shinbrot. Dean Shinbrot, I see you're muted. God. Okay, I'll come back. Eben.
Yes.
Frickman.
Yes.
Ritchie. Gothier. Representative Gothier. I'm sorry, I didn't hear it. Dean Shinbrot, you're voting how?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Gothier? Okay, I'll have to come back to her.
Thank you.
Guinipiero?
Yes.
Gustafson? Yes. Hainline?
Yes.
Thank you. Hanscom?
Yes.
And Jacome?
Yes.
Massett?
Yes.
Merritt?
Yes.
Norman?
Yes.
Aubry?
Yes.
Kristen Powers?
Yes.
Sean Powers?
Yes.
Pacino?
Yes.
Ray?
Yes.
Cimarero?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Watson?
Yes.
Wells?
Yes.
White?
Yes.
Whitney?
Yes.
Rusk?
Yes.
Okay.
Gustafson.
Gustafson? No, Gauthier.
Gauthier.
Gauthier is the only one I'm missing. Do I see her? I don't see her. Do you see her?
No.
Okay.
All right.
I'll say she's not here.
So that passes 3100. Next up is account number 3240, Recreation and Senior Activities Fund on page 159.
Account 3240. Motion for $1,220,804 made by Leanne Obrey, seconded by Harry Watson. Discussion, Mary Jane explained how difficult virus had impacted center. They are now rebuilding programs. The vote was unanimous, 7 in favor.
So the number on the floor is 1,220,000. Oh, I'm sorry, we don't have a second. Second, I have Representative Powers. So the number on the floor for account 3240 is $1,220,804. That is the number requested by the town manager, passed by the town council. Director Barry, do you have anything you'd like to speak on with this?
Sure.
Mary Jo, not Mary Jane.
Mary Jo.
So account 3240 is a special revenue fund. So there is no money from tax dollars that goes into this account. This is all program fee generated money. For the last 15 years or so, we have generated additional revenue above what we had budgeted for. We set aside that money and allowed us to continue to offer programming without impacting tax dollars. Because of COVID, we have those funds have significantly diminished. We are planning and hopeful that we can rebuild that fund and continue to manage it the way we've done for the last 15 years. I will just briefly talk about some of the changes. Personnel expenses are proposed to decrease, partly because in the past we've operated out of either 2 or 3 schools for summer camp. This year we're only going to be operating out of 1. So because we're only operating out of 1 school, that means there's less staff to hire. And the budget that was just approved included moving somebody from 3240 into 1064, so that further decreased the personnel expenses. Operating expenses are proposed to increase due to bus transportation for summer camp has gone up significantly. Replacement of 2 pieces of exercise equipment at Thrive 55. Purchase a shed to store equipment for outside events at Thrive. Also to cover the increased cost of food for food concession here in this building, and also to replace broken equipment. Now, we don't spend the money until we have it. So some of these things that I talked about, the outdoor shed, replacing equipment, if we don't have that money, we won't be spending it. But we do have to included in the budget, just because the council and the R.T.M. needs to approve a certain number. So we put those things in, but we forego those purchases if we don't have the revenue.
Sorry, Representative Eben.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. I am just curious, in the financing plan, it has $1,401,669, and yet the cost center is only at $1,220,804, and I just was a little confused by that differential. If you could explain why the financing plan is more than the cost.
If you look at the number on the bottom of page 160, and then you look at the number at the end of 161, those are the two numbers. So the bottom right number on page 161 is $1,220,804, and the financing plan is $1,401,669.
Oh, that's the difference. Okay. So the difference is a contribution from the general fund. So as I mentioned, because of COVID, all of those funds have been depleted, and we're actually operating in the red. So for this coming fiscal year, the proposal was made to take $260,755 from the general fund to put into the special revenue fund to get it back to zero.
So this does, I thought you said that at the beginning, because I wrote it down, you said that this operates without any inputs of the general fund.
Yes, that's true. For the past 15 years, that's true.
So this year there's a $260,000, and that's just like a bank account to start the fund for next year. Is that correct? You're not spending it. It's here in excess money.
No, that's to get us back to zero. Is
there a deficit in that?
There is, yes. Right. When programs shut down, we couldn't generate revenue, but we still had expenses. And so for FYE 23, the financing plan includes a contribution from the general fund.
And that's to pay a past deficit? That's the part I don't see it in the budget. I don't see a deficit anywhere.
Yes. That is to pay for deficit that existed in 2021 and what we're projecting for FYE 22.
Oh, it's a cumulative 2-year deficit?
It is, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any other? Representative Jacome.
Just a quick question for the director. What credit card or company do you guys use based on credit card?
That I am not sure. Jerry Locken would be able to tell us that. ETS.
Yeah, I would.
And we do shop around to find the best rates. And
yeah, I was just thinking, based on, I know you mentioned it, it could help us gain more revenue because we're not sending the certain interest rate going to the third party, using Square or some other different payment system. So that was just kind of more of an option. Thank you.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments? Yes, Representative Patino.
The $260,000 and change. Mm-hmm. Do you anticipate, if you have good years in 23 and 24, that will go back to the general fund?
Can you speak a little closer to the mic, please?
I don't want to put it in my mouth.
Nice and loud.
Okay. The $260,000. If you have good year 23 and year 24, do you anticipate being able to put that back into the general fund?
I guess that would be a question for the finance. It's certainly our hope moving forward that we don't have to go through this again, but I'm not sure.
I think the plan when we decided to cover the deficit for the 2 years was as the fund recoups, what's the word I'm looking for, begins to generate money again, those expenses that we have moved into 1064, you would transfer back into 324. So rather than the funds being repaid to the general fund, that's how it would be repaid. We would move expenses back out of the general fund, back into this fund once it becomes solvent again, I guess is the word I want to use, and starts making money.
Thank you.
You're welcome. There you go.
Any other questions? Seeing none, we're going to take a roll call vote on account 3240 in the amount of $1,220,804.
Representative Adams?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Burrell?
Yes.
Bright?
Yes.
Casper?
Yes.
Chase?
Yes.
Kopp?
Yes.
Dean Shinbrot?
Yes.
Eben?
Yes.
Frickman?
Yes.
Fritchie? Gauthier is not here. Guinapiero?
Yes.
Gustafson?
Yes.
Hainline?
Yes.
Hanscom?
Yes.
Jacome?
Yes.
Massett?
Yes.
Merritt?
Yes.
Norman?
Yes.
Aubrey?
Yes.
K. Powers?
Yes.
S. Powers?
Yes.
Pacino?
Yes.
Ray?
Yes.
Cimarero?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Watson?
Yes.
Wells?
Yes.
White?
Yes.
Whitney?
Yes.
And Rusk.
Yes.
That's
So that
31.
passes 3100. We are now on to account 2010 Shinnecock Golf Course Fund on page 154. Representative Casper.
Account 2010, Shinnecock Golf Course. Motion for $1,474,503 was made by Aubrey, seconded by Powers. Discussion, some question of Mark Berry. Self-funding account has been explained.
Thank you, Representative Casper, for trying to read somebody else's notes.
The vote was unanimous, 7 in favor.
And the number is?
Tell me the number again, please.
$1,474,503.
Second, Chase.
That's Chase.
So we are on account 2010. The number is $1,474,503. That is the number proposed by the town manager, passed by the town council and the committee. Director Barry, do you have anything you'd like to talk about with this one?
Sure. So this is also a special revenue fund, so no impact to the mill rate. All operating expenses are covered with the exception of capital improvements. So other, post-employee benefits, health insurance, all of those things are covered by this account. This account, the revenue is generated from season pass memberships and greens fees. The increases are partially because we're looking to bump that 0.5 employee up to one full-time employee. Retirement costs are up, health insurance costs are up. increase to seasonal salaries. Right now, Connecticut's going through kind of it's increasing its minimum wage yearly, and that impacts has a direct impact on our budget because we have a number of seasonal employees, both in parks, golf course, and in recreation. Operating expenses are going up because we are replacing a Triflex T-mower. Again, though, that is paid by greens fees and membership. Rising fuel prices, materials and supplies costs are going up. We do lease the golf carts, and we're entering a new lease agreement, so that cost is going up. And then just regular vehicle maintenance on aging equipment. So those are the reasons that the operating budget, operating expenses are going up.
Are there any questions? Okay, seeing no questions. The number on the floor is $1,474,503 for account 2010. We'll move the vote.
Adams?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Burrell?
Yes.
Bright?
Yes.
Casper?
Yes.
Chase?
Yes.
Kopp?
Yes.
Dean Shinbrot? Is she there? Or no, I can't see.
Mm-mm.
Eben?
Yes.
Frickman?
Yes.
Fritchie? Gauthier is gone. Guinapiero?
Yes.
Gustafson?
Yes.
Hainline?
Yes.
Hanscom?
Yes.
Jacome?
Yes.
Massett?
Yes.
Merritt?
Yes.
Norman?
Yes.
Aubry?
Yes.
Powers, Kristen?
Yes.
Powers, Sean?
Yes.
Burchino?
Yes.
Ray?
Yes.
Scott? Cimarero?
Yes.
Thomas? Thomas?
Yes. Says yes.
Yeah, thank you. Watson?
Yes.
And Wells?
Yes.
White?
Yes.
Whitney?
Yes.
And Rusk?
Yes.
That's 30.
That passes 30-0-0. Next up is CIP 4A, Facilities Improvements on page 221. Page 221.
Hold on.
Oh, we're doing CIPs, right?
CIP 4A, Sutton Park Facilities Improvement. Motion for $1,180,000 was made by Scott, seconded by Powers. Discussion, ARPA funds used. It was unanimous, 7 in favor.
$1,180,000.
Yes.
Is there a second?
Second.
Right.
Gustafson?
Yes.
Was it Powers?
Gustafson.
Okay. All right.
Point of clarification.
Yes.
These are ARPA funds, correct?
No. Hold on to budget for it.
Yes, the town council put, oh wait, hold on, wrong page. 221. The town council moved that $980,000 go from ARPA and $200,000 from LoSiP.
Thank you.
Is that correct, Director Barry? That's what I have in my notes.
I thought all of the money was in ARPA, but
I don't know if you can even.
John Burt. Manager Burt.
I believe the 200 does come out of LoSiP. Let me just double check.
Does it say that? Okay. Yeah, the Director of Finance is saying yes, 200,000
Yes,
is
200
coming
from
from
LoSiP.
LoSiP.
980 from ARPA.
ARPA.
Finance Director, is that correct? 980 ARPA, 200,000 LoSiP. Correct. We do not have the option of choosing where the finances come from, but we can discuss it. Yes, Representative Eben.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. I just wanted to speak in support of this. I have never listened to so many people speak in support of a CIP in my career of 11 years, I think, or 12 years on the R.T.M. They were so engaged. One of them was a student that I have right now in school, and I'm so proud of her for getting up and speaking. And I just want to say I was just really impressed by the civic spirit of the folks that are coming out to support the skate park. So I urge everyone to vote for it.
I agree, 100%. Any other comments, questions? Representative Jacome.
I cannot agree more with Representative Eben on that. And if you could speak a little bit on that, Director Mary, based on for me, it'd be important to see what the improvements would be based on maybe the skate park, because I know I have a lot of individuals interested, and we saw that at the public hearing. Thank you.
Sure. So we're not proposing just to improve the skate park. We're actually looking at doing a number of things. Focusing on the skate park right now, there's a portion of the skate park that is still pavement. We want to remove that. The bowl that was originally designed was not properly designed and built, and so we want to replace that with something that is user-friendly to skateboarders. We're also proposing to put lights in there to extend the use and also just make it safer, because right now there's a single light that was not intended for lighting up the skate park. So we're looking to add lighting. We're also looking to replace the playground that's there. That playground, I think, was put in 1996. We've had to take pieces off of it. It's so old that we can't even get replacement pieces. In fact, we just had a playground audit last week, and we're told we have to take another piece off that playground. So we're taking pieces off. We're putting up plywood. That's where we are now with some of our playgrounds. We're also proposing to replace the parking lot and also working on one of the roofs of the pavilion. It's all falling off, and that the pavilion is something that we rent on a regular basis. So those are kind of the 4 or 5 different areas that we're looking to concentrate on.
Representative Chase.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. I agree 100% with Representative Eben and Jacome, and we have a number of parks in this town that really need sprucing up and fixing up, and it would be great to be known for our parks. What are the chances of getting Sutton Park done within FYE 23? Any chance?
FYE 23?
Yep.
We're going to have to go through some permitting. It's also going to take some engineering, design work. We've got to go out to bid.
Including the skate park?
Yeah.
These young people that live, eat, sleep, and breathe that skate park need to be safe, and it would be nice to get that done.
Yeah. We've already reached out to a lighting company. I didn't want to get too far ahead of myself. I know the skateboarders. I think one of the gentlemen that spoke, Jeff Poprocki, who has done a lot of the design work, he has had regular meetings with a lot of the skateboarders trying to get their input into, how to redesign the skate park, finish those areas that need to be finished. And I've actually had already met with a playground manufacturer, but because of the projected cost, that is something that will have to go out to bid. And I'm intending on having a public input process for that. Repairing the roof, that's something that would be kind of easy to do. And repaving, that's going to depend on Public Works schedule and also kind of the final layout of the skate park. We're looking to take down some of the fencing, and that was all part of the 2009 Sutton Park Master Plan. They proposed removing sections of the fence just to make it kind of more welcoming and not like this caged-in, asset that people had to get into. So I'm hopeful that FYE 23 by the end will be done, but I don't want to make any promises that I can't keep.
Hopefully a good chunk of it.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions? Seeing no other questions, we'll take a vote on CIP 4A in the amount of $1,180,000.
Adams?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Burrell?
Yes.
Bright?
Yes.
Casper?
Yes.
Chase?
Yes.
Kopp?
Yes.
Dean Shinbrot? Okay, she's never. Okay. Eben?
Yes.
Frickman?
Yes.
Fritchie? Gothier? Guinapiero?
Yes.
Gustafson?
Yes.
Hainline?
Yes.
Hanscom?
Yes.
Jacome?
Yes.
Massett?
Yes.
Merritt?
Yes.
Norman?
Yes.
Aubrey?
Yes.
Powers Kristen?
Yes.
Powers Sean?
Yes.
Pacino?
Yes.
Ray?
Yes.
Cimarero?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Watson?
Yes.
Wells?
Yes.
Yes.
White?
Yes.
Whitney?
Yes.
And Rusk?
Yes.
30.
That passes unanimously. 30 yes, 0 no, 0 abstaining. Next up, CIP 4B, Community Connectivity Program on page 222.
CIP 4B, Community Connectivity Program. Motion for $210,000 made by Watson, seconded by Scott. Discussion, ARPA funding. Was unanimously approved, 7-0. Obvious.
We need a second, please.
Make a motion for
Second,
210.
Representative Abbott.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
He was making a motion to put it on the floor.
I'm sorry, Representative Casper, did you make that motion? Did I jump that?
Yes, I made that motion.
Okay.
It should be automatic.
And seconded by Representative Abbott. Any discussion on this? Seeing none, we will take a vote in the amount of $210,000 for CIP 4B.
All those in favor?
All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
If everyone online can just raise their hand or say aye.
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 Aye. Okay. Are there any no's? You can put your hand down online if you were a yes, please. Anyone voting no? All right. Any abstentions? That passes 30-0. Next is CIP 4C Golf Course Improvement Plan on page 224.
223. Sorry? 223.
I'm sorry, 223.
CIP 4C, golf course improvements. Motion for $260,000, made by Owbrey, seconded by Watson. Discussion, ARPA, and $25,000 for study taken out by council. The vote was unanimous with 7 voting yes.
Do I have a second for $260,000? Representative Powers. Representative Owbrey?
Yes, I'd like to move another number.
Okay.
I'd like to put the amount of $285,000. They had taken $25,000 out. Can I speak to it, or do you want me to wait?
Yes, please speak. Oh. Can you say why? Go ahead.
No. Did you say
go ahead? Speak to your motion, please.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Speak.
Get a second for her? No, we haven't had a second yet.
Hold on.
You really need a second before she can speak to it.
Second for Bright.
Okay.
Hold on.
I don't know how she can put it on.
So, according to my notes, I have $260,000 for the town manager and $260 from the council, but I have $285 in my book. So, if the town manager could please speak to this. Is he still on?
So we can't put that on the floor?
Hold on. Let me ask the town manager. So in the book, I have $285,000, but in my notes, I have $260 from both you and the town council.
It put in 285 and then it got cut by 25.
It got cut by 25 by the town council?
Yes.
Or whatever it was, it was 285 originally.
It was 285 originally, and then it was 260 from the town council? Okay.
Right. The two, yep.
It's right here.
Is that?
It's 285.
Ask him again if that is his number.
Representative Town Manager Burt, that is your number, $285,000 in the book?
Correct.
Correct. Okay. So Representative Owbrey is moving back to the town manager's number. Is there a second? Right. Thank you. Okay. Representative Owbrey, do you want to speak to your motion, please?
Yes. I feel that the golf course has a very good opportunity of growing and being more, being able to become self-sufficient, especially financially. And Mr. Berry wanted to do a study as to what should be done and what should not be done. And I think it's a little foolish not to do that, since we are always saying we want to see things grow at the golf course. So I would hope that people could see the merit of actually having a study done. We're always saying, don't just give us this, tell us why. And I think this would tell us why we need to do more there. So I hope that the others can see it the same way and be agreeable to the $285,000.
Representative Norman.
Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Owbrey.
Mr. Berry, do you see, if you got this $25,000 back, I see it's sort of for economic potential. Do you see that? Do you think it will pay itself back and you'll be able to actually generate that kind of revenue?
Yeah, I think it would be pretty easy for us to generate additional revenue to cover $25,000 to update the study. The study was last done in 2004, and so it's been almost 20 years. And yes, I feel pretty confident that an investment of $25,000 would pay for itself.
Representative Eben.
I was just curious about the chain link fence that's in that. Does that? I walk by that quite often. Why is that being replaced? It already exists.
Yeah, have you seen what condition it's in? It's in
Does
pretty.
its job. It's a chain link fence.
Well, yeah, and the fence that goes underneath, that's also. I mean, things need to be fixed.
I'd like to put another motion on the floor for $255,000. And that would retain the study, but get rid of the chain link fence.
Is there a second? Is there a second to that motion?
Second, Thomas.
Seconded by Representative Thomas. Any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, the first number on the floor will be $255,000 for CIP 4C.
Representative Adams?
Yeah.
Bailey?
Is that 255,000?
Yes, sir.
255,000.
Yes.
Burrell?
Yes.
Bright?
No.
Casper?
No.
Chase?
No.
Kopp?
No.
Dean Shinbrat is not here. Okay. Eben?
Yes.
Frickman?
No.
Fritchie? No. Gothier is not here. Guinipiero?
No.
Gustafson? No. Hainline?
No, and I'm logging off.
Okay, thank you. Hanscom?
No.
Combe?
No.
Massett?
No.
Merritt?
No.
Norman?
No.
Aubry?
No.
Powers K?
No.
Powers S?
No.
Pacino?
No.
Ray?
No.
Cimarero?
No.
Thomas?
Yes.
Watson?
No.
Wells?
No.
White?
No.
Whitney?
No.
Rusk?
No. That fails 5 to 25 to 0. The next number on the floor is $285,000. To restore that number, we need a 2/3 vote, which is 20 in favor. So CIP 4C in the amount of $285,000.
Adams?
No.
Yes, but we're still at.
Yeah, this is the first amendment of 28500. Okay, so Adams said yes?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, Bailey.
No.
Burrell.
Yes.
Bright.
Yes.
Casper.
Yes.
Chase.
No.
Kopp.
Yes.
Eben.
No.
Frickman.
No.
Fritchie. Guinipiero.
No.
Gustafson.
Yes.
Hanscom.
No.
Okay, Jacome.
Yes.
Massett.
Yes.
Merritt.
Yes.
Norman.
Yes.
Aubry.
Yes.
K. Powers.
Yes.
S. Powers.
Yes.
Pacino.
Yes.
Ray.
No.
Cimarero.
No.
Thomas.
No.
All right. Watson.
Yes, and I'm signing off after this account.
Okay, thank you. Wells.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Whitney.
No.
Rusk.
Yes.
Okay.
That motion fails. 18 to 11. So the new motion on the floor is $260,000.
Any more discussion on that? I don't think so. Yeah,
It needs two-thirds.
Yeah, we would have needed 20 in favor. 20, yeah, okay. Yeah, we had 18.
Okay, so CIP 4C in the amount of $260,000.
You want to go or go for it? Okay. Adams?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Burrell?
Yes.
Bright?
Yes.
Casper?
Yes.
Chase?
Yes.
Kopp?
Yes.
Eben?
Yes.
Frickman?
Yes.
Okay, Ritchie? Guinipiero?
Yes.
Gustafson? Hanscom?
Yes.
Jacome? Yes. Massett?
Yes.
Merritt?
No.
Norman?
Yes.
Aubrey?
No.
K. Powers?
Yes.
S. Powers?
Yes.
Pacino?
Yes.
Ray?
Yes.
Cimarero?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Wells?
Representative Wells?
Yes,
White?
Watson votes yes too. I'm saying this
Oh,
count.
you didn't. Okay. I thought you left. Okay. 23 for you. 24. Okay. White?
Yes.
Whitney?
Yes.
26. Rusk?
Yes. So that
27.
passes 27 to 2 to 0. All right, next up is CIP 4D, Park Investments, ADA Compliance, on page 224.
CIP 4D, Park Compliance. Motion for $175,000 made by Watson, seconded by Scott. Discussion, town money / BU. Vote was unanimous, 7 in favor.
Jacome. We are on page 224. Are there any questions? Seeing none. Oh, sorry. Representative Eben.
Thank you. I just was wondering if you could just explain a little bit about what this plan is and, where we're going with it.
Are you referring to the 25,000 or
no? Just with
overall.
With
So,
the American with Disabilities
sure,
Act,
yeah,
kind of moving into the future. I see some years where we invest and other years where we don't, and I was just kind of curious if there was a master plan kind of guiding these things.
Yeah, in 2000,
it doesn't have to be a plan, an idea.
in 2013, we had an accessibility study done that identified a number of parks and recreational facilities that needed to be updated in order to meet ADA requirements. And we have started doing some work already. We completed the bathroom at Escrow Point Beach, I think 2 summers ago. And the playground at Farquhar Park was one of those parks or playgrounds that was identified that could be made accessible with some modifications. So the playground needs to be replaced, and so we're proposing to replace that playground, put in a paved path from the parking lot to the playground so that will become ADA compliant. And also moving forward, we're looking to make renovations to the bathrooms at Calvin Burrows, but we need to invest and have a study done to determine exactly what needs to be done for that facility to make it ADA compliant.
When you do this work, do you do it yourself, or do you contract out with a contractor?
Yeah, we would hire a consultant to do
Calvin Burrows.
To do Calvin Burrows.
But for
yes.
the actual work, is the town doing that? I'm just the actual construction.
I think for the bathroom at Esquire Point Beach, I think we contracted that out.
Thank you.
Representative Norman.
Yeah, just a flag on what Representative Evans said. I think because of the TBDs, it looks like zero.
Microphone, please.
Oh, sorry. Oh. Rude. Hi. I think just a flag on what Rep. Evans said. It looks like zero in some years, but I think it's just because it's a TBD, and so it's an investment every year. We just don't know for 3 of the next 6 years what that level will be. That's right.
Correct. Yes.
Any other questions? Okay, we are voting on CIP 4D. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye. Aye.
All those opposed, please raise your hand.
Opposed.
Oh, opposed. All of those opposed, please raise your hand. Any abstentions? What's our number right now? 20. Any abstentions? Seeing none. That passes in, I believe it's 29? 29, 28. 1,
27, 28, 29, 30. Nope.
No, 1.
I think Carrie's gone
2,
now.
3, 5, 6, 7.
Is Watson gone? Yep. So we're at
8.
29.
We have 9 on Zoom and 19 here.
Yep.
So 28.
No, 29.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yep.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 28 to 0 to 0. All right. Last CIP for Parks and Rec is CIP 4F, Parks and Recreation Master Plan, page 225.
CIP 4F, Recreation Master Plan, motion for $80,000, made by Watson, seconded by Powers. Discussion, very little. Vote was unanimous, 7 in favor.
Okay, this is found on page 225. Are there any questions?
Second Chase.
Oh, second Chase. Thank you, Representative Chase. Representative Evan.
Thank you. I just think master planning is a good thing. So you're hiring a consultant to do this?
Yes.
And I'm just curious, since the golf course is part of Parks and Rec, why isn't that rolled into it? We just voted on $25,000, potentially was cut out, but why wouldn't it all be under the same rubric?
Yeah, because there's specialists that do golf course analysis, and then the specialists that look at Parks and Recreation departments, and so we chose to keep those separated.
And can I just ask, what are you hoping to get out of this master plan?
So getting out of it, we'd have a facilities inventory, and a conditional assessment, also a level of service analysis, budget analysis, recommendations, and action plans.
Okay.
So it would kind of be the guiding document for the department the last time we did it was in 2009. Hopefully we can do another one sooner than 12 or 13 years later. But it would be the guiding document for the department moving forward.
So you obviously have an inventory of your buildings, I'm imagining. They're not going to give you that. But they're telling you the condition of the
the conditional assessment, as compared to other departments. And it will help. So it will help identify those areas where prioritize investments and whatnot.
Thank you.
Representative Thomas.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. Just curious to know if this number passes, when could we expect to see this master plan? When would the draft be done, and what would be the process for kind of reviewing and approving the draft? of the study? Thank you.
So I would expect that during the summer we would be putting a bid together and probably going out to bid, depending on what's defined in the RFP for public input. We would probably look to do that in the fall just because during the summertime, vacations and whatnot is a challenge. So I would expect that in the fall there would be a public input process, kind of the assessment, and I would expect that sometime probably late or winter or early spring next year, we would be looking at having a completed document.
So it could be reasonable to expect that we will be able to see this before the next budget cycle?
Potentially, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Representative Bailey.
Thank you very much. The question I have is the CIP spreadsheet says funds are coming from other, but the actual CIP says it's coming from capital reserve.
I believe it was coming from ARPA. It was what the council had recommended. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, seeing no further questions. The number on the floor for CIP 4F is $80,000. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Aye.
All those opposed, please raise your hand. Any abstentions? That passes 28-0. Thank you, Director. I think you are done for the night, correct?
I think so.
All right.
Thank you.
We are moving on to Public Works. I'll give everyone some time to come on up. Thank you.
Betsy?
Yes?
It's Leanne. I'm leaving.
Okay, all right. We're at 27. Thank you,
27.
Leanne.
Okay.
Madam Clerk, Madam Moderator, I'm going to be signing off as well. Representative Thomas.
Thomas said he's signing off.
Oh, you're signing off also, Representative Thomas?
Yes.
Okay, thank
I have to
you.
leave, yes. Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Thank you.
This is Representative Whitney. I'll be signing off for about 20 minutes, and I'll be back
Okay.
at 10.
Okay.
Right. We are on account 1035, Public Works, page 105, please. Representative Barrett.
Okay, we have a number of $6,136,310.
Is there a second for that number?
Right.
Representative Bright. Thank you.
And this is for the, I believe it's, I didn't bring my book up with me, but I believe this is your general funding?
Correct. Yep.
Your general cost center.
And 1035, that is the number that was requested by the town manager, passed by the town council and the committee. Director, would you like to introduce yourself and discuss your budget?
Sure. Thank you, Madam Moderator. Greg Hanover, Director of Public Works for the Town of Groton. Online, I have Bob Charette and Stacy Ullman-Leach as part of my staff. This budget actually represents my first increase in the last 2 years. Unfortunately, due to some inflationary increases, we've had to increase the budget this year, but it is about equal to what was approved in FYE 20. Personnel expenses are up about $75,000 due to contractual obligations, and operations are up $193,000, primarily due to the utility rate increases, heating oil, price increases, just general parts and material price increases. We've had some MS4, which is our stormwater requirements, some professional services for custodial services for all the town buildings is increasing. We've got $18,000 budgeted to repaint the Groton ambulance building. And then there's just some other just minor increases across the board to, for the $193,000 increase. We are not proposing any program changes. There's no personnel changes, and the transfer station operation and fees will remain the same for this year. So I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Are there any questions? Representative Wells.
It seems like days of yore, but the town garage used to do maintenance for the fire districts. And our fire chief in Old Mystic says that they're spending a lot more money. And I think the rationale at the time was they could get rid of employees. And the thinking was that basically employees are an expense, not a resource. And the more we could get rid of, the better off we'd be. And he complained that they never even approached them about negotiating a higher rate if they really weren't getting enough money. So I'm wondering, I bring it up just about every year, talk to the town manager, but I'm wondering if we can get a sufficient backlog. In other words, you don't do everything as it's not Jiffy Lube. You don't whiz in there and get the oil change. You say, okay, Tuesday. So I'm wondering if we get a sufficient backlog of work, we could justify hiring somebody and expanding this to include the fire district, because we do pay taxes to our fire districts. And now that it's going to private garages in Uncasville or wherever, and they say that they've got the numbers. They're spending more money than they used to, and never had a chance to negotiate a higher rate if that's what was required.
Yeah, it's my understanding that a few years ago there was some layoffs in the fleet division that did take care of those fire trucks, ambulances, and so we just don't have the staff currently. I mean, it's something that I can talk to the town manager. We can take a look at to see if we would have to increase staff to do that. Right now our guys are working flat out just to maintain the town and Board of Ed vehicles, which is about 200 vehicles that we have just in town and the Board of Ed. So it would require additional staff. That's something we'd have to take a look at. If the fire departments and the ambulance services were interested in, they could reach out to us.
Representative Chase, you had your hand up.
Yes, thank you, Madam Moderator. So you said in your summary, personnel services are up $79,000 due to contractual obligations. You're down a sustainability project manager, yet on page 110 it says you are going to be down 2 FTEs. What is the story about the other FTE?
I just have to. The financial assistant. Well, we changed the financial assistant to an office assistant, but that shouldn't change the total number.
So it should say 44, right?
Yeah, we were 44, now we're down to 43.
Oh.
Yeah, we had the school construction or project manager was a sustainability manager, and that position was eliminated from Public Works.
Okay. Thank you.
Representative Evan.
Thank you. Didn't that person who was the school manager, didn't he just get laid off recently? I mean, within this fiscal year?
Yes.
Yeah. So are you planning to hire that sustainability project manager?
That would be under OPDS, the planning department.
Oh, it doesn't come under
It doesn't
this
come
one?
under Public Works anymore.
So that's why it's zero.
Yeah, that's why it's not in here.
I was actually interested in the utilities, which I see have gone from $620,000 in FY21 to $742,000. Increase of $122,000.
Could you give me the line number just so that
That's
we can
line item 1035C.
Thank you.
Is that for the cost of natural gas and oil and fuel? Or what is utilities? What is that?
Yeah, it covers all the utilities, whether it's water, sewer, natural gas, heating oil, electricity.
And these prices are all going up, is that it?
Yes.
Do you envision them going down or just continuing to keep going up?
I don't know. Yes, they're probably going to keep going up.
Yeah.
Everything's going up now.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? Seeing no other questions, we will vote on account 1035 in the amount of $6,136,310. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Please raise your hand. Any abstentions? Seeing none, that passes unanimously 25-0-0. Next up is account 2020 sewer operating funds on page 111.
We have a number of 8,069,069. 069.
Thank you. 8069.
$597.
597. For account 2020.
And I believe once again, if Greg will concur, this is general operating funds for the sewer.
Yeah, this is the
Before
sewer.
we move forward, we need a second.
Okay.
Thank you, Representative Powers. I don't know who said it first. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, this is the sewer operating budget. Keep in mind, this is totally paid for by sewer user fees. There's no general funds used for this account. The large increase this year, which is about almost $1.5 million, is due to some large capital projects, which we're looking at this year, and you'll see that when we go through our CIPs. But, of course, there are some, cost increase due to utilities to run all the pump stations. The treatment plant is a large user of electricity. So that, just general inflationary and utility increases is driving this up. But again, the fund balance that was available to us was pretty hefty, so we were able to keep the sewer user fees. The Water Pollution Control Authority will be taking this up actually tomorrow night and in June. But it looks like they could either just leave the fees as they are or just have a very minor increase in the fees if they so choose. But we did have a hefty fund balance we were able to use to pay for these capital projects.
Any questions? Seeing none. Account 2020 in the amount of $8,069,597. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone? Aye. Thank you. Anyone opposed? Please raise your hand. Any abstentions? That passes 25-0-0. Next up is account 2030 Solid Waste Fund on page 117.
Okay, account number 2030, we have $1,549,594.
Second.
Okay, we have the account 2030 in the amount of $1,549,594, seconded by Representative Powers.
Could you speak to that?
Sure. This fund is it's essentially a pass-through fund, is what we call it. The town is a member of SCARE, which is the regional authority, and all our trash that's generated in Groton goes to the Lisbon plant. So all the haulers that charge everybody, they bring it up there. and SCARE charges us, and then the haulers reimburse us. So this is essentially what this fund is for. There's actually a slight decrease this year because the anticipated amount of waste going up there is going to be less.
Any questions? Representative Powers. Representative Eben.
Thank you. So this is mostly paid for by disposal fees, but I was just curious, is the fund balance, is that a fund balance from the disposal fees from the past, or what fund balance is that?
Director Landry is shaking her head, yes?
Yes, yeah, it's from the past, yes.
Thank you. Just curious.
I'm just looking to see where it was on the line.
It's just in the financing plan.
Yep.
So fund balance always confuse me because there are so many different ones and they're not specified in the plan, so I just wanted to make sure that's what it was. Thank you.
Any other questions? Stacy
Ullman has her hand up.
Stacy?
She's the proper spokesperson.
Yeah, Stacy, you have a...
Stacy, do you have something that you wanted to add? I think that's an error.
Okay.
Representative Casper.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. One question, why are the wastes expected to go down?
I don't know. Stacy, could you answer that question? She's our SCARE representative, so she would have the best answer. Stacy, can you hear? You're on mute.
I don't think she's hearing us.
Stacy, can you hear? We had a question about SCARA, and so Director wanted to know if you could answer the question, but maybe you can't hear us.
Yeah. Oh. She's the one that generated the numbers, so...
I might be able to answer because Stacy came to my class.
If you want to try, go ahead, Representative Eben.
Stacy, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that SCARA got a new contract in Lisbon with Wheelabrator, which was for less than the one in Preston. Is that correct?
Yes.
I think that's the difference.
She says she's muted. I don't know who can unmute her.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Manager Burke, can you unmute Stacy, please?
Sorry, I misunderstood the question.
Yeah, the rate actually went up $1.25, but the...
Well, can you put it in the chat?
We don't have a...
Oh, we don't have chat feature here.
No chats.
I don't know why you can't unmute her. You can't unmute her either?
I don't know. Maybe he
I'm trying... So for the audience, we're trying to unmute from this side.
We can't unmute from this side, but I'm promoting her to see if that helps.
Okay.
Oh, that's not her anymore.
No, she's over here.
Now she moved to the far side.
Yeah. But she should be able to unmute now. Ask to unmute.
There. Nope. Can you ask her to unmute?
Herself.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But
Does she have your phone number?
She's texting me, but
Can she just call you and talk?
she says she's trying.
okay.
Okay. At this point, I think we're just going to have technical difficulties. Okay, now she's unmuted.
Okay.
Stacy, can you hear us now and can you answer?
She's unmuted. She should be able to talk.
Stacy, can you talk now? You're unmuted.
She doesn't have a microphone.
Oh, that could be the problem. Okay, at this point, Stacy, can you call the director's phone number? Or we're just going to have to move forward. All right, we're gonna move forward, and if she can get that answer to us, we'll get the answer. So The number on the floor for account 2030 is $1,549,594. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? Then that passes 25-0-0. The last number we have for, oh, no, it's not. Account 6040, Fleet Reserve Fund, on page 121.
Representative White is leaving.
Thank you, Representative White.
Representative Ginebro has to leave as well.
Okay, have a good evening. We're okay.
So we are on account 6040, page 121.
We have a number of $1,313,690.
690.
690.
Second, Casper.
Second from Representative Casper.
I believe this is for general operations of fleet maintenance and associated costs.
This is the fund that we use to pay for vehicles and also for the fuel and parts for vehicles. This year we're looking at replacing 8 vehicles. 4 of those are police patrol cars. We haven't replaced a police patrol car in 2 years. The ones we're looking at replacing are 2014s, 2015, 2016 varieties. Those are our high priority replacement vehicles. The next one is a Ford van. We're looking to replace a 2012 Ford van for the senior center. It's got over 125,000 miles on it. We actually got a federal grant to pay for the replacement for $60,000. But this is a reimbursement grant, so we have to front the money up first. Next would be a 1987 International Triaxle truck. This is the last one that we have with a standard transmission. We only have a couple guys that can actually operate this thing. It's in pretty poor shape. It doesn't have any of the new safety features. No air conditioning or anything like that, so we're looking at replacing that. We have a mason dump for parks maintenance. And then the last thing is replacing a 2004 Toro riding mower for parks maintenance with a new Z mower. And all those vehicles total $505,000. The rest of the increases are due to diesel and gasoline increase in costs.
Are there any questions? Representative Eben.
Thank you. I in the past, I believe I'd been told that the automobiles that were kind of being replaced were sent to auction in Franklin, Connecticut.
We've been auctioning them off through our purchasing agent. There's a statewide website that they auction them off through.
Where in the financing plan does that come? That's what I'm
Well,
looking
the numbers we have here are taking into account, trade-in values. So we'll trade in vehicles we have. If we have some that we can't trade in, we'll auction those off. But these numbers are reflective of trade-in value.
So for the payments from other funds, there's $1,313,000. Is that the general fund, or is that this trade-in number? I'm just curious where the trade-in value is on your financing plan, or the auction value.
Well, we don't have anything in there for auction, but the payments from other funds is for what the other departments pay for their leasing of the vehicles, their fuel costs, things of that sort.
So this is from other departments, from their line items?
Yes.
But where's the part where you sell the cars? Wouldn't that be a positive value in this financing plan? That's what I had thought.
Sale of fixed assets, yes.
So that's zero. So I'm just curious why it's zero.
Because we just haven't been doing that lately.
You haven't been selling them?
I mean, we've been trading them in instead of selling them.
Okay.
That's
so
why
does
we're
that
getting
give you a
lower
discount
prices.
on the purchase then?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Representative Norman.
Just where it's funds from others,
so sorry, y'all. Where it
stand
is
up, please?
funds, I just can see less well. Where it's from the other funds is like the fleet maintenance that was over in Public Works for $500,000. Is that transferring into here? How do those two numbers sort of work together?
Well, up at the top we have the vehicle replacement, which is the vehicles, the new vehicles. We got the maintenance, which is the parts, and then the vehicle fuel. And that totals the 1.3 million. And then down below we have the payments from the other funds, which is what the other departments are putting in.
Yeah, I think my question was like in cost center 1035A from the Public Works, you have $500,000 for fleet maintenance there, and then you have this other vehicle maintenance for
that
40.
Would be
yeah.
That's for the salaries for the mechanics and everything are paid for it in that 1035 account, not here. This just pays strictly for the fuel, the physical parts in the vehicles in this fund.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Sorry.
Representative Chase.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. Do you ever look at the 5310 grants through the state to get vehicles? Would the town of Groton qualify to do that?
I'm sorry, the 5310?
10 grants through the state.
Yeah, I'm not
because I
familiar
have
with those.
providers that get vehicles all the time with 5310 grants.
I'm not familiar with that term.
I would check it. It would save us some money. I don't know if
we
qualify
do go through
or
state low bid pricing when we get vehicles, so. But I'll have to check that. Okay.
Thank you.
That was a federal grant they bought the senior center through. I'm not sure.
Representative Wells.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. You're looking at the fuel and maintenance costs, and I'm just wondering, when do you anticipate we'll see the electric vehicles arrive? I know we don't really have a choice in this because General Motors is going to say that's all. It's like asking for a standard transmission to get a gasoline-powered car eventually. So when do you anticipate we'll see some electric cars?
We have one. We have some. Yay. We have some electric vehicle charging stations. We're getting more. We've got some at the charging stations at the schools. But I'm thinking that some of the the staff vehicles, when they start coming offline, we'll be seriously looking at some electric vehicles. We have some hybrid vehicles, but those are getting older as well. But for the bigger trucks and stuff, I don't think the technology is quite there yet for electric. And I don't know if the police are really going to be too interested in electric vehicles.
Representative Powers.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. Do you see the cost of electric vehicles being substantially more for equipment in big trucks, dump trucks, things that we use on the road and the highway?
And the maintenance of it will be quite a bit higher.
Yeah, right, because we don't have the stuff to even fix and work on the vehicles, correct?
Correct.
Right, and you need a whole different staff of people to work on that equipment, correct?
Yeah, they'll have to be all trained in that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's going to be a long process.
Any further questions? Seeing none, the number on the floor is $1,313,690 for account 6040. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? That number passes 2300. It is now 10:05.
This is Representative Whitney.
Yes.
I joined back and voted. I don't know if you guys caught me.
I did not, so it's 2400. Thank you so much, Representative Whitney. It is now 10:05. I would like a consensus as to whether or not you would like to move on. We have 9 CIPs. If we could bust through a couple of them, that would be great. Or if you would like to go. So if you would like to stay, please raise your hand. If you would like to leave, please raise your hand. Oh, we are very close. All right. I'm going to propose we stay for a couple more. I counted them. Yep. Okay, so we're on CIP 6A, Senior Center, on page 230. Can we keep it? 230, page 230. We agree to try to go to 10:30 maybe? 10:30.
See what we get.
Do we have a vote that really counts people? Because I came with a different number than you did. I only saw like three
It's
people
just a
voted
consensus.
today.
It's not a vote, it's a consensus.
It's a consensus.
And if you want to leave, you leave. And once we don't have a quorum, then we don't have a quorum. But, I mean, I think people are going to leave, so I think we're not going to have a quorum.
So we're down 24,
Yeah.
23.
I see people packing up, so.
All right, let's try to get through one more. CIP 6A, Senior Center, page 230.
Okay, that number was reduced to 25,000. On a vote of 2-1, and the reasoning was for the signage that was removed from the
Senior
CIP.
So the original number from the town manager was 35,000. The town council moved 40,000, and the committee moved 25,000.
Correct.
Second.
We have a second in the amount of $25,000. Any discussion? Representative Jacome.
I mean, I don't want to just be saying yes, but to the director, did we need this signage put up? Because I don't want any confusion based on, we just paid to change our Groton Senior Center to Thrive 55, and we did all the study for everything, and now all of a sudden we're not going to get the signage. So,
Yeah, the 15,000 was to remove the large lettering on the outside of the building in two places. One faces the parking lot towards the library, one faces towards 117. This is Groton Senior Center. It was to remove that and put up new lettering that says, I got the wording right here, community gathering and wellness. And then there's also some green and blue vinyl window treatments, coverings that kind of go along with their logo that they've selected for the Thrive 55. There's some signage or logos in this building and also or in this room, and then also over the main information desk that say Thrive 55 Plus, and again community gathering and wellness. So there's just to go along with the theme that they selected for Thrive 55, the colors and the symbols that is what would be put inside and outside this building for the 15,000.
so I'll just ask, do you think this could hold off another year?
I'm really probably not the one to talk. It's more for the Parks and Rec Department. This, it's a brand. They went through this and got this all rebranded, and I think it's important that it gets done.
Well, with that, I'll put. Do we have a quorum, Madam Moderator?
We do. We have 22.
Okay. Well, then I'll put an amendment on the floor for the full amount of 40,000.
Sorry, Representative Casper.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. This very non-scientific poll that I've taken among constituents, which have a lot of seniors, no one gets this Thrive 55. It sounds like a slogan rather than a name, and I would hate to see Senior Center being taken off the building because that's what people are going to call it. And I don't know what the study was all about, but I think it was flawed. And I'm just hoping we say what it is.
Thank you. Representative Powers.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. I agree with Representative Casper on this. And the only reason why is I think we could do this a lot different and a little bit cheaper. I think we can put some flags up on the side of the building. I think it's more of a theme, like Thrive 55, than it is a rebranding. And I think that would work just as well for a temporary fix to what we're going to spend to do the signage. And I know the costs are never going to go down to do it. I know what it costs for lifts and work and everything else. And I don't know where Director Berry is, but I'll ask him when I see him. I definitely think we should have it. I just think there's a little bit easier way of advertising what it is. Thank you.
Representative Chase.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. I work in the aging industry, and let me tell you, there are 60, 70, 80, 90-year-old people that will not go to a center because it is called a senior center. Sooner or later, that name will catch on, and it'll be fine. So I'm all for the $40,000.
Representative Norman.
I think I had. Oh, okay. I don't actually have to look at numbers this time. I have a question on. You mentioned that there was both sort of the morale of some of the community and wellness center in this room and some other spaces in the building, but it seemed like a large cost was removing the senior center from the outside. Do you know how much that large cost on the outside was to try to get to a middle ground number here versus getting some of the newer stuff inside the space?
Yeah, the quote we have was for the whole project. I don't think it was really, well, maybe it was broken down. Yeah, no, I don't really have a breakdown what it was just to do the outside versus inside signage.
Okay. Well, I'm for the full 40 then.
Representative Wells.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. We're New Englanders, and I think long after we're dead, they'll be saying, it's where the senior center used to be. And so I don't see any rush to change the name on the building.
Representative Jacome.
I'll just say this for the last time. The longer we wait, the more the prices go up. I mean, there's inflation, so I would say we push for this now. Thank you.
Representative Powers.
I think the number. Thank you, Madam Moderator. I think the number is $35,000. That's the number I'd like to move. It's not 40 because the 40, if you read the front of it, it says.
I think 40
no, the
was
signage
the
went
council
up.
Number?
The signage went up. The signage funds for $10,000 to replace the exterior signage was $15,000 instead of $10,000. That's what made it the $40,000.
The extra $5,000 was for interior signage.
So are we sticking with 40? All right. Representative Casper. Sorry, I didn't see who had their hand up first.
Yeah, I think we should hold off on the signage because I think if we spend money to change it, we're only going to be spending more money to unchange it. I don't think Thrive 55 flies.
Representative Evan.
Yeah, thank you. I have a senior that I'm very close to, my mother, who spends an awful lot of time in this building, and I think she thought it was ridiculous that there was the name change. She still calls it the Senior Center, and I don't think rebranding it is really done much for the seniors. They know who goes here and what it is, and it hasn't changed it. I think they could change their newsletter maybe to say it's the Thrive 55 newsletter, but I don't really see a need at all to spend $15,000 to change a sign on the outside of a building when it's the same building and people will still come to it whether or not it says Senior Center or Thrive 55.
Representative Fritchie.
I agree with Sean, actually, in saying that we don't need to change it. But I want to say that perhaps the popular name is community center. It doesn't have to be a senior center. It can be a community center. And if that solves the problem of people staying away because they don't want to refer to themselves as seniors, then that might help. So maybe some more thought is needed and deserved on switching the signs.
Representative Pacino.
Yeah, I'm not one for kicking a can down the road, and that's what it sounds like people are talking about. I just want to crush this thing and throw it in a dumpster. We're done with it. We don't need Thrive 55 in the front of the building. We just don't need it.
Okay, I think Representative Chase.
It's already a done deal. They've already changed the name. It's just a matter of putting the signs up. I don't think it's going to go backwards now, to be honest with you. They've already done their surveys. They've already done all their research. It's all done. It's a done deal. It's a matter of changing the signs.
Okay, seeing no other hands, the number on the floor is $40,000. We're going to do a roll call vote because we are in disagreement here. So CIP 6A in the amount of $40,000.
Bailey?
No.
Burrell?
No.
Bright?
Yes.
Casper?
No.
Chase?
Yes. Oops, sorry.
Kopp? Oops, she left. Dean Shinbrot?
She's not there.
Okay. Eben?
No.
Frickman?
No.
Fritchie?
No.
Guinipiero? Oops, she left. Gustafson? Okay. Hanscom?
No.
Okay. Jacome?
Yes.
Massett?
Yes.
Merritt?
Abstain.
Norman? D. Powers?
K Powers?
I mean, K. Powers? Kristen Powers?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Sean Powers?
No.
Pacino?
No.
Ray?
Abstain.
Okay. And Cimarero?
No.
Thomas? Is that?
Gone.
Not yet. Okay. Wells?
No.
And Whitney?
No.
And Rusk?
No. So that fails in the amount of 5 to 19 to 3. The next number on the floor is $25,000. We will, all in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please raise your hand. 1. Any abstentions? I have 0 abstentions, so that is 21 to 1 to 0. All right, we game to move on to one more. All right, one more. You're leaving. Representative Bright is leaving. That brings us down to 21. We still have a quorum. We can hang on tight. 20.
Oh, that's it. We're done.
All right, we are done. Thank you, everyone. I move to recess. We will be back on Wednesday.
What's the number?
25.
25.
25.